Good morning, welcome to Suffolk Socks, where I Let's Knit podcast. Today is, I've written it down, is Wednesday the 10th of December, and I'm Julie. I'm coming to you from Suffolk Socks headquarters in my hometown of Ipswich in Suffolk, where I live with my wingman Jonathan, and you can find me on social media as Suffolk Socks, over on Instagram, Facebook and Ravelry, and I'm also the dyer behind the Yarn Tart yarn label. So I've actually written, I'm going to move that because that gets right on my nerves, that does. Waffle already. I've actually written notes out today. I don't know whether I'll stick to them because it's like, you know, but it's absolutely beautiful in Suffolk, in Ipswich today. The sun's shining right through my window, so I'm squinting a bit, but I do hope you can see. So, right, the format is for other professional podcasters, so I try to follow their lead. I don't do it very well. Fours, and I've got loads. In fact, I haven't even brought one down, which was my Tecumseh sweater, which I finished and jiggled about a bit and redone the neckline, but it's beautiful. I love it. So I own a sock yarn shop, which, so let's talk all the socks. Right, finished objects, lots of socks. What a surprise. I have to try and stay still because I put my hands up like this, and my husband says I remind him of Ronnie Corbett, where he used to lean forward and say, I'm going to tell you something. Cheeky bugger. Right, my first finished object. I apologise if I've shown you these before, but just bear with me because I couldn't remember. These are my scrappy socks. Love them. I don't do random very well. I think I've said that before, where it brings out the control freak in me. But I tried my hardest. I did. I don't do matchy socks, so these are all, they're not matching at all. And if they do match it anywhere, it's just by sheer coincidence. I've got my new cast on, which I do. It's very rare I do a rib cast on. I have a tendency to do a twisted cast on, which seems to be my signature cast on with all my sock designs. But this is a new one that I've just been trying out on the last few pair of socks I've been doing, and so far so good. So this is a kit that I've got in the shop. I'll show you. That's the kit. And it is a selection of commercial sock yarns that come weighing in between 9, actually I should leave that there, shouldn't I, because it hides the sun at the eyes, between 9 to 12 grams. There are 12 colours from a range of commercial sock yarns, all with the same base, which is usually a 75-25 sock base, but from all different brands. But I absolutely love them. Absolutely love them. The biggest problem I have with socks is keeping hold of them long enough to take to shows. So I think these are going to have to be hidden. So yeah, standard vanilla. I mean, that's all a scrappy sock is, isn't it? It's just a vanilla sock where you randomly add different colours. You choose your own heel and your own toe. I have done my a fish lips kiss heel, which is lovely. Just a good fit for me, a fish lips kiss heel, and a star toe. So yeah, that's project whip for number 1. So I'll pop them out the way. My second faux is another pair of socks. These are girly socks. I have girly socks and I have man socks. I have pink jobs and I have blue jobs. I don't make any excuses for it. It just keeps my life organised. So these are girly socks. And these have got my twisted cast on. And this is in my last year's colour, Christmas colourway, Sugar Tits. I said to me, and again, this one is my pattern. I did a standard vanilla sock pattern that I send out sometimes when I have them printed off. And it's the garter tab heel flap and into a straight start or with my twist cast on. My husband picked the colour for this. I'd said to him, pick a colour name for this. So he said, Sugar Tits. Because he sometimes calls me Sugar Tits because he thinks he's being funny. So I said, right, okay, then I'm going to call it Sugar Tits. And I'm surprised that some people can't say them, bring themselves. I've actually heard somebody say, sugar boobs. Whereas he like, well, you know, do they say blue boobs? There you go. But they're lovely. Love these. These are in a merino and nylon blend. My third whip, no, my third four. Julie, get a grip. Or a pair of man socks, which are for my child man, my son. 68 stitch cast on, fish lips kiss heel, and a star toe. He's got massive feet. 100 gram bowls. This is, and I've written this down, this is in the Opal range, Colours of Love, which was a few ranges back, but it's one I keep. That's really just got beautiful colours in. And it is 425 metres, and it is 75-25 blend, and it's $7.95 for 100 grams. So there you go. 68 stitch cast on, 2.5 needles. I always work on a 2.5 needle unless I make a mistake and I pick the wrong one up. And to match them, oh, these are just stinking adorable. Oh, little itty bitty baby socks for my new grandchild. Aren't they just the cutest, squidgiest thing? I can't believe that that anything can be that small, but I know when the baby puts these on, they'll be too big for it. Oh, I think this is 36 stitch cast on, just a rib, fish lips kiss heel, and a diddly tiny little star toe. Oh, love them. So that's that one. Right, we'll show you my other grandchild knit, which is my favourite baby design. Well, one of them. And it's a little flax jumper. This is the 3 to 6 months. It's just, well, I blow my own trumpet on this one. It's just stinking adorable, isn't it? I love it. So yeah, that's that. Oh, and I know this is going to be too big for the baby as well. And that is in the Brogues colourway, which is one of my yarns. The yarn, oh, that sun. Oh, there, the yarn tart. And it's an 80-20. It's in my Suffolk Socks base, which is an 80-20 superwash merino high twist. And it's 100 grams, full ply, 365, and it's a lovely plump wool. But this is just gorgeous. My daughter-in-law is very, very knit worthy. She loves hand knits. So she's very knit worthy, and she gets them on the basis that if anything happens to them in the wash, it doesn't matter, you know. She works, they're both busy, and I think just if you can't chuck it in the wash, it's got to take its chances with us. Because I do not want them, well, I don't think they'd worry for 1 minute actually, but you know, I don't want it to cause any upset. Right, so that's Sugar Tits, Scrappy Socks, Man Socks, Tilly Tot Socks. This is a new wool that's just come in stock, and it is the Opal, the Opal Cotton, and that is, let me just say, Opal Cotton. It's 38% wool, 32% polyamide, which is like the nylon, and it's 30% cotton. And it's lovely. And I've done these a toe up, and is it Judy or Jenny's stretchy bind off. And I just knit them up. I did knit a repair. I did knit my granddaughter a pair that had a heeling. I did a Fish Lips Kiss heeling, but I think she had them about a fortnight and she'd just grown out of them. And then I was at a knitting retreat with Deb, who's Tin Kinkman, on Instagram. And she was knitting her little grandson a pair of rainbow tube socks. I've never been quite sure about them because I thought, well, you know, when it bends, will it, at the ankle to the leg, will it cluster up? But she assured me it didn't, and it doesn't. So these come right up to our kneecaps, if not above. But they'll probably come up to her ankles when she's about 5, I think. But yeah, they're lovely, absolutely delightful to knit. And I've got them all on a box here. These come in 6 shades. I actually, no, it's 7, but I haven't brought one, so they're them. That's the first 3, and they're the second 3. There is another colour, but I think I might have sold out of that one, actually. So, there. Let's block that. But it's lovely. It's, there's 6 shades. And as I said, it is, I thought I'd written got the meterage down, 410 metres. That's good meterage on it. And I've got plenty to knit another pair, even a little pair of Rose City Rose Rollers ankle socks. Yeah, so I like them. So I've got lots of socks. And I've got another pair of socks. I was going to say my final pair of socks. Now these are one of my designs. I knit these a while ago and I've just re-knit them for in this colourway. And this is in the Peanut Brittle colourway, which is this one. Let's see if I can get that sun away. And that's that. And this is in, again, my Suffolk Socks base, which is an 80/20 superwash merino high twist blend. And it's the Jelly Tots Autumn Term. So what I've done is I used a little mini to cast on my twisted cast on. And then I have a designs out called the School Socks Rock, and which covered the three school English school terms. So it was like autumn term, summer term, spring term. And this is the autumn term. And all I've done is, instead of doing it's just a little bit of detail where I did a few pattern repeats to just give it a little bit of interest. And then I've gone straight into a heel flap. Now, one thing I have done is, because I decided to use a different colour for the rib, the toes, and think I've decided to do a textured heel flap, which is just the I don't know what you call it, but it's like the knit one, slip one, knit one, slip one. That one. Reinforced heel, is it? Reinforced heel. And then again into my straight star top. But these are absolutely lovely. And again, I've had to hide these ones from my girls. My 2 daughters love my socks. For they come in and say, oh, can I have them? And I'm a bit of a softie. So I'll say, oh no, you can have them. But I've hidden these. And the other 2 colourways in that are Jelly Tots, which is, the socks are called Jelly Tots, which is yellows and reds and Jelly Tot colourways. And this one is Mint Choc Chip. I love this. This was really popular, this at one of the shows. And I think this is my last one of this colourway. Oh, it's because it's hard, isn't it, when the sun's so bright? But it's lovely. It's like the softest pale green. And my final cast on are another pair of Man socks. Again, 68 stitch cast on, 2.5 needle into a Fish Lips Kiss heel, and then a start hole. This is yarn from a mystery range I had in, but it's now available in the shop as a, it's a Regia tweed. It's £8 and it's 400 metres, which is 437 yards. Absolutely lovely to knit, and I've washed these, and when I wash my socks, I don't put them in sock blowers. I just hang mine on the line. So These got a good wash, good soak. They've got a very good soak actually, because I forgot about them. Then when I went through the kitchen, start the tea, I was like, oh, they're still in the bowl. There you go. In fact, they dried quicker than they were soaked. But this is lovely. And this is 2, 4, 7 colours in this range. It's the colours are now in the shop that you can see them, but I also have it in the kit section as a mystery. If you can't make your mind up, I can choose for you. But I do choose nice things. So there's 2 colours. There's those 2. And then there's those. I love this one. I think this might be my next cast on. And then there is this one. That's nice as well, but I'm not very good with dark colours. And they're all my whips. There's quite a few, isn't there? But it has been quite a while since I've done any podcasting. Life's just passed me by. There's always something going on, you know. I'm busy with work, busy, well, just like everybody else. It's just life, you know, family life. Well, I will show you. Last time I was moaning about the Notions pouch, and I decided to downgrade to a small one. Didn't work. So I made myself a little Notions pouch. These are my signature bags, which are the Practically Perfect in Every Way bags, and then just tweed bags. They're a tweed zip bag with my signature button bouquet on that I have done since I opened the shop 4 years ago. I did, excuse me, big range the first year, did a mini range the second year, and last year I didn't do them. I decided to have a break from them, give everybody else a break. And this year I made some more. I made with Harris Tweed, and I've got them available with zip fasten with the button bouquet on, and I've also got them with a Liberty appliqued flower design. That's it, and they're a drawstring, and on the back is a little teacup pin, which I was gifted at the Cumbria Handmade Knitting Retreat in March when I went up to Cumbria. Helen gifted us all one at the table. So that's that. So after faux, what else do we do after faux? It's usually whips, works in progress, and I've been really good. Well, I haven't been that good. Well, I have been good actually. I've been inspired by my friend Emma, who's AJW969 on Instagram, and she's Emma1969 on Ravelry, and she is the she is the dyer behind Seren Yarns up in Chester. I've been inspired by her because she's been on a mission to get our whips into faux. Now, I'm going to be really nasty, Emma, and I hope you've got more than me. Which I think you might have, but also you're a quicker knitter than me. But hers are just flying off the needles. And so she inspired me to get lots of my socks off the needles and what have you. And but that didn't stop me having a few on the needles. And I've just got 3 pair of socks that I'm knitting. And they're living in my Big Blue Mama bag, which I bought at Cumbria. Helen Stewart, Curious Handmade, was selling these at the knitting retreat. I believe she had a collaboration with Big Blue Mama to have some brought over to the UK. And I absolutely love this. This comes into town with me. This is like my little shopping bag, so I go out with me handbag and my little knitting, just in case I'm stuck in that queue anywhere, or I decide to have a cup of coffee. Absolutely love it. But in there are my 3 sock whips. My first sock whip is another pair of tube socks for Matilda. This time they are a 15 50 stitch cast on. Now, the only reason I did that was because I thought the ones I made I might have been a bit tight at 48 stitch cast on, so I did a 50 stitch cast on and tried them on. Actually, they're a little bit loose for her, but that doesn't matter because they're going away in the Christmas box. And I thought, well, you know, she can double them up and then that's tight, because hand knitted socks, you don't want them too loose and you don't want them too tight. Too loose they rub as much as tight ones, don't they? So anyway, so this is in another Yarn Tart yarn, and this is Waltzing Matilda, which was a Christmas colourway I did a few years ago, and it's got Stellina in. It's a superwash merino. And there, as I said, 50 stitches on a 2.5 needle. I'm using my preferred choice of needle at the minute, which is a higher steel. The sharp ones I find are a bit sharp for my fingers, and it's like I permanently have a keen in there, or like a little split where they stick in, and it's like not pleasant. This is an old whip that I brought out, and I actually forgot I was knitting this. Again, it's in one of my yarns, and it is Mrs. Yarn Tart to You. Now, this is a colourway I'm bringing back on my Suffolk Sock Space. I've got a big yarn delivery being delivered today. And I've decided, I've gone back through my photographs, and I've decided to bring out some... I've decided to bring back some of my old colours, which I don't do. I made a point of never copying my colours, but when I've looked back over the years, there are some beautiful ones that I want to bring back. And this is one of them, with the blacks and the greys. And now I don't know what I was playing at here. I think what I've done is I've taken the needles out of... when I needed the needles for a cast on something else, and when I took the needles out, I realised I was casting on knitting with a 2.25. Oh, it's very rare knit with a 2.25, so I'm nearly finished. I've just got the foot to knit on the second sock, and the reason these were in timeout was because I was knitting them in December and realised that I was never going to get these finished for the Christmas present it was intended for, the person it was intended for. And rather than finish them and just leave them lying around, I decided just to put them in the timeout cupboard, which is that one there with my granddaughter's artwork on. And I just forgot about them till last week when I was having to tidy up at this room because we're moving. And it's even still in its Christmas bag. Knitting is for life, not just for Christmas. So that's that. And I think what's putting us off knitting them now is that they're on 2.25s and they're on DPNs. I don't think that'll matter. My final sock cast on is again from the Knitting Retreat. Sorry, I'm not going to say much about the Knitting Retreat because there's been a few people done podcasts and they've talked about it. And why is it saying Cat W tomorrow? I don't know. Anyway, these are on the last evening we there's always a little number on a piece of paper put underneath the table mat, and then once the meal's finished and what have you, there's a draw, and if your number's picked out you get a prize. And I was lucky enough to win a prize, and my prize was the Little Grey Girl pyramid bag, and I believe this was her material for 2018 Edinburgh Yarn Festival. And it's absolutely lovely. It's just the perfect size. And the other thing is, when I go to knit group, when I go to Mums and Tots with my granddaughter on a Tuesday, she goes off and plays, and this just hangs on her pushchair for me to go. And then if I'm sitting, you know, I don't usually, sounds awful, I don't interact very much with her when she's at Mums and Tots because, you know, it's up to her to find her own social place and what have you, and we play all day, and it's just like she has a great time. The ladies who run that play Mums and Tots group, they're all like a little bit older than me, but they're fabulous. Absolutely, oh, they're just lovely, and they do everything with the kids. They make all the mums and the grandmas a coffee, and in my section there's 5 of us, and we're all grandmas, and my children, the grandchildren, are all the same age, and we're all expecting new grandchildren at the same time. And we all look shattered. Go, we're too old for this. So anyway, this hangs off the pushchair when I go to mums and tots with her. But in it was spool of wool. And this spool of wool is a cashmere base. It's a merino, cashmere and nylon. And it's from Knit Style Yarn. Knit Style Yarn. I've never heard of it before, but I now follow her on Facebook. And it was gifted by Helen. Isn't that absolutely lovely? And the colourway is Frenemies. And it was suggested that I might be offended about the name. But I think, well, hey, you can offend me as much as you like if I get a cashmere base sock. And it's this beautiful. But these are definitely for me. And again, I've even done a rib on this one because I wasn't sure whether the cashmere would just make it a little bit slouchy. And I've done a fish lips kiss here, and I haven't done the toe yet. But one thing I have done with this wool is kegged it up and put it in a holder. Now this holder, you may think, is custom made, but it's not. It's an onion bag. My friend Sarah from Knit Group always puts hers in an onion bag. And great, absolutely great. I've seen these where you buy them and they're about a tenner. And I'd said to her, every time I go, because there's greengrocers on my street, every time I go by that greengrocers, I have a look to see if they've got an onion in one of those bags, but I've never been able to find one. And then she said, well, why don't you just go to Tesco's and get a bag of 3? And I was like, well, oh, there's mine. That's gone. Where did you go? So I went and got, oh, sorry. There you go. So I went and bought a pack of 3 onions. So now I've got to put 30 onions in my fridge because I've got a few caked up. But yeah, it's great. And I just stuff it all in and it's good to go. So all my 3 sock whips. Just my sock whips. I have got 3 jumpers and a shawl. It's too many. It's too many for me. Right, I'll show you an oldie one. This is an ongoing project. This is my heavy duty project, and it's the Macracanish, I can't even say it, let alone knit it, by Kate Davies. It's a sleeveless vest, a tank top for my husband, and it's for Christmas. So you've seen this before, and I've just done that on it. I haven't got the brain power lately for to just sit and I need new glass. I'll get my eyes tested tomorrow, so maybe once I've got my eyes tested, I'll be able to see it all a bit better. This is lovely. This is knit using the Jamieson's Heritage wool that I bought when I was at Shetland Wool Week, and it's living in my real Shetland wool Jamieson's and Smith yarn project bag. That's that one. My other one that is the Boylan Knits, Boylan Hand Knits, Boylan Knits, and it's the Tecumseh. And this is knit out of my yarn. So, oh, that looks so pretty there. So it's in my high twist superwash merino, my Suffolk Socks base that I like, and it is in scattered petals and cornflower. So there's tiny, I don't know if you can see it because the light's really bad. There's tiny little specks of colour. And what I did was I took out 4 skeins of the scattered petal, the cream, and I over dyed 3 of them to make the body, for the body. And it's lovely because I've done it, it's done so that the pops of colour have still show through. So I alternated for about 1.5 inches, and then the colours, and then I'm just going to knit straight down, and then I don't knit every other row, I just alternate for about 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and then I stick to the colour that I've brought in at the beginning. Yeah, and that's got a little stitch marker, and then that's an Eva Faith stitch holder from the Snail Garden, Paulette the Snail Garden. And that's in my fringe bag. And that has my shop badges on, a Libby Enemy one, oh, it's here, and Susan Crawford. I read on Instagram, poor Amy, that her and her husband left, the van was broken into and all our samples were stolen from the back of the van. That's so annoying, isn't it? Madness. I'd be stalking the streets to see if I could see somebody wearing one of those. It's just awful. Poor Amy. Poor Amy. Bloody awful when people pinch stuff, isn't it? And my final cast on is the Cat Sinister jumper. Now, I haven't done hard about this. It's been one of those jumpers that's been in my mind for a few months. Thinking, do I, don't? And I thought, oh, I do. I've done a bit of a tweak. And this was not a design feature where I just did 2 rows of cats. I'd finished the 3 rows of cats, and then I realised I'd got one of the cats, the ears were off. And it doesn't matter how many times I looked at it, it really bugged me. So I decided to pull it back and just have 2 rows of cats. So, but it's, my granddaughter says the owls. And then actually somebody commented that there might be Moomins. And my mum hates cats. Well, she doesn't hate, well, she does hate cats. She's terrified of them. So I think I'm just going to tell her the Moomins, or she'll not know what a Moomin is either. I'll just tell her they're owls. Sorry, ma'am, but they are cats. So yeah, this is in the Shetland, Jameson's Shetland Spindrift. And it is the Pebble colourway, Sky and Lomond colourway. And I bought this, I bought some of it when I was in Shetland in September. But I had to order the majority of the Lomond. Really good service. I ordered on the Saturday and it was with me by the Wednesday, Thursday, which is really good service, I think, from the Shetland. And it's living in my fringe field bag, town bag shopper. So that's that. So they're all, oh no, I've got one more whip. Oh God, it's never stopping, is it? This is, I cast this on. I'm going on into a knitting retreat in June, Pins and Needles knitting retreat in Stratford, and there is a there's a knit along for it, and water based and stuff like that. And this pattern, mine is so far away from the original remit, and I happen to see where like water and stuff like that. So this one is the Odette shawl by Sarah Goodwin. It's a Sarah Goodwin design. And it's based on Odette out of Swan Lake. So I've decided swans swim in the river, water. This will be my take on it. And this is it. It's I bought this as a kit when I was vending up in London at Yarnporium, and I was next door to Ida's house where she sold the kits for it for. Right, now let's have a look. It is Isaga. I've butchered that, haven't I? Sorry. It's a spinny tweed and 2 balls of the Isaga, that alpaca. And then you hold one strand together. And there is just a design up the centre. And, but it's lovely. Absolutely lovely. I'm hoping, I'm not quite sure about this one yet. One of our very best friends is getting married in September. My husband went to school with him, and he's my children's godfather, and he's a very, very dear, he's a lovely, very dear, lovely friend, and he's getting married, and his wife-to-be is lovely, really, really lovely, and I thought, rather than buy them a present, and this is just an idea because I might love it so much I might have to keep it for myself. And I might knit her a shawl and him a pair of socks. The big walkers, I do know they go for a lot of hikes and on hiking holidays and what have you. So the wedding present will be a knitted present. So I'm thinking either socks and hats, not matching, but you know, sock and a hat, or a shawl and socks for him. You've got to be high up on my list to get a hand knit off me. There's I learned the hard way once when I made somebody something, and I learned the hard way last year when I gifted somebody a knitted, albeit I didn't knit it, and but it was knitted, hand knit. It didn't end well. I'm still very good friends with the people, but I was like, right, that's it. You've got to be right at the top of my love list to get a hand knit from me. So that's all. That is all I've got to show you. It's quite a bit though, isn't it? Acquisitions. Well, I've got a few. I went to Unravel. I've never been before. What a lovely festival. It was a bit up and downstairs. The lighting I thought was dreadful downstairs, and for some, you know, but lovely, fabulous vendors, lovely people. I met lots of friends there, and it was a bit strange. People coming up saying, "Oh, hello, Julie," and you're like thinking, oh, "How do I know you?" But anyway, so I will show you 3 of the things I bought. Because I did buy some Hillview Farm double knit wool. Was it double knit? I think it was double knit. Might have been 4-ply. Can't remember. But it was in a shocking bubblegum pink. But I've knit the shawl. I knit the Hilltop shawl by Helen Stewart. And that's downstairs in my coat cupboard. Right. On the Saturday we went, Tony and I. She was very kind and drove. And I had a good look around. I didn't buy anything the first day, and it still was debatable whether we were going to go back the second day. But I did have some things in mind that if I did go back, I would get. And the first thing I bought was this. Now, that is as bright in on the as it looks. It's got a lovely shimmer to it. Beautiful. And this is a Kettle Yarn, the Islington base, which is a British superwash Blueface Leicester and silk fingering, and it's the persimmon colourway, and it's 400 metres, 437 yards, and it's a fingering and sock weight wool. I won't knit socks with it. I might knit my shawl. I designed a shawl years ago called the Lizzie Hat, which is a 1 skein shawl. I might actually knit that again for the wedding in October when I go. September, sorry. So yeah, so that's that one. My other one was a yarn from Amy of Stranded Dye Works, and it's a BFL nylon, and it's an 80/20 superwash BFL nylon, and this is the anti-Valentine colour. Lovely, absolutely lovely. Again, I don't know what I'll knit with this. And my final purchase was again from Kettle Yarns, and this is her commercial dyed jumper weight, 4-ply, sorry. It's a commercial dyed wool, and it is actually it's definitely green, but it's brighter than that. And it's a 100% British wool, and it is a, oh, it doesn't say what it is. Oh, it should do. Oh, it's a Northium. It's a British Blueface Leicester BFL. So yeah, so I'm going to knit myself a little, well, a cardigan. I don't do little anymore. So my friend Amanda, who's knitting Mummy 6, when we were at the retreat, she was knitting the Lottie cardigan, which was lovely, and she'd knit it all. I think she'd knit it in Julio. Out! My cat's coming. It's not allowed in this room. Julio, out now. And she'd knit it in, I believe, Fine Fish yarns, and I think it was in a Doctor Who colourway. I'm not into Doctor Who or any of this comic stuff, but I think she said it was in that colourway. So anyway, I'll knit that. And what else did I get? That's it. That's all I bought. I'm trying to think. I must have bought something. The other thing, I'll show you two of the things I got at the retreat. At the retreat, on the first night there, I had organised a secret swap. Just a bit of fun, you know. The rules, the loose rules were no more than £20 could be spent. You could gift from your stash, project bags, wool, you know, because we've all got that project bag that was absolutely had to have, but you've never used, and anything after that. And my swap partner was Gardener by Night, Bowen, who is lovely. She comes to the retreat every year then goes, and she made me this Japanese knot bag, which, had I just got that, I would have been thrilled to bits with. But inside, I got more and I was absolutely ecstatic. I got some Blue Moon Fibre Arts yarn. Does that have a colour? Trois de Sock 2016. That's lovely. I think that'll have to be socks. I did get some 3 lots of chocolate. Oh my God, they were absolutely fabulous. So the next time I see you next March, I'm going to ask her to bring me a job lot over. There were pecan nuts covered in honeycomb and chocolate. And once I opened them with my husband. Once we started eating, we just could not stop. Just absolutely gorgeous. No good for me heart or anything like that. But anyway, and she made me these pins. Aren't they just... Oh, look at my nails, are shocking today. Aren't they lovely? I mean, and she made me a dishcloth sampler weight that I've got sitting on my desk. I suppose I could put those pins in, couldn't I? And it could be an installation. But they are so lovely. Oh, thank you so much. I did get a stitch gauge as well. Oh, and she put the pins in this box. And isn't that a good idea? You just cover a box in washi tape. And they live in this bag, which I absolutely love. And it just sits on my shelf. And the other thing we got was, we're always given a gift at the retreat by Helen and Meta. And the event is sponsored by the Fibre Company. And Daphne's very generous, and Helen always designs a new shawl. And this year she designed a shawl called the Eden Shawl, which is available over on Instagram now, on Ravelry, sorry. And we got 2, we could pick what colour. So we got 2 balls. I got 2 balls of this, and this is St. Bees Beach, and it is the Cumbria fingering weight. Now I've knit with this a few times, but it's absolutely lovely. And we were gifted one of these bags. Now this is fabulous, and I'm keeping this good because, as I said, when I go to the knitting retreat in June, actually Jilly, the lady who's, I don't know if she's called Jilly, she must be Jilly, who makes these bags, is going to be there. So I've said to her, keep an eye out for me with my posh bag. Isn't that lovely? And that's her card. So yeah, so that's everything. Right, I normally do waffle, but I don't do waffle now because I just waffle all the way through the podcast. Life in general, what have I been up to this week? Well, there's a few more knit groups opened up in Ipswich that I've been popping into. which are lovely. Been doing them. And then yesterday I went for x-rays on my leg because I've got a dodgy leg, and I had such a crappy time getting across London with my leg that I've decided this has got to be fixed. So I had to go and have x-rays before I start, like with some fairly hefty physio. And then we've put our house up for sale. We're going to move, completely downsize, which I don't know what I'm going to do with all our stuff. But one thing is fairly apparent, we have a lot of stuff, hobby-wise. And the other thing that was fairly apparent was that when we move, it's really important to both of us, because John, I'm looking across there because John's got all his good music stuff there, how important it is to have somewhere for us to do our hobbies. And my wall will probably go into a studio. I've decided I might open a studio, or I don't want to do a shop, but I will have a studio, I think, somewhere where people can come in certain days. I'm not quite sure yet. That's still in the planning stages with me, in my head. But it's really important for us to have somewhere where because we actually spend loads of time upstairs. We've got his desk butts onto my desk, and we often sit up here on a night. I'm listening to music while he's pottering about with his music, and I'm doing my knitting. So that's really important. We live right slap bang in the middle of the town, so I want to stay in the town. I love being right in this town centre, so we're probably looking at the waterfront. And but the house we did see on Saturday, my daughter lives exactly across the river. And what I was, so I phoned down when we were viewing the flat, and she came on the balcony. We could wave at each other, so I said, we'll have to get signs up for saying, put the kettle on. She can come round for a cup of coffee, and have you got your sugar and things like that. That would be lovely. So yes, so we're just going to wait and see, really. We're not in a rush, you know, we're not desperate. And if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, well, I'm very, very happy here. But I do need to get rid of some of the stuff. And I'm going to have a new grandchild in May. So I do know that this week, because both the parents are off for the school holidays, I do know my loft is going to be emptied, and some of my cupboards are going to be emptied of prams and pushchairs and car seats. Well, I don't know if the car seats here. I know there's a Moses basket going, and I know there's a carry cot going, and I know there's a few suitcases of baby equipment going. So that's one lot of stuff going, and hopefully we'll get moved before it can come back. That knit-wise, I don't have anything on the horizons knit-wise. On Saturday I'm at Freighton, which is Colchester and Great Hawksley's knit group. They hire Freighton Village Hall, and there's lovely cakes. Very warm welcome if this goes out before. If it goes out after I've been, what a fabulous day we had. Because we all do, it's a guaranteed great day. And I catch up with people I've known for years, so that's good. Vending wise, I'm going to be vending at Fibre East this year, so I'm going to be really busy sorting out stuff for the shop, just getting a good stock take. It's got away with itself a little bit, so I need to like sort a few things out, and what I want to stock and what I don't want to stock. There's going to be a few things going into a special section in the shop, that like a clearance sale, that they're all going to be the same price. So yeah, so that's what I'm going to be doing. Today I've got knit group, and I do need to wash my kitchen floor. I hate washing my kitchen floor. I don't know why, because once I get started, it doesn't take me 2 minutes, and then I finish and think, what was all the bother about? So that's that. So anyway, right, I'm going to go now and have a cup of coffee, I think, before I wash the kitchen floor. So happy knitting, stay safe. Thank you for staying to the end. Thank you for coming back, and welcome to all new, well, welcome to everybody. See you soon. Bye.